Women Krump Wednesday, where the women in Krump are celebrated for what they do so well every day. Because the women in Krump are buck in every way. On Wednesdays, we get bug. Yeah.
Oh clouds, let ye shine. Love holds no boundaries. Love holds no boundaries. Yet, I shine on thee, love's love yet to me.
Hi, I'm Buckerfly, and you are watching Women Krump Wednesday, where the women in Krump get buck in every way. So today our special guest is the CEO and manager of Kingdom Krumpers, Miss Adriana. And she's representing the South Side and her Cuban heritage. So yeah, hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So just gonna jump right in. So how did you become acquainted with Krump?
So I've probably been around Krump for about way too long. I'm gonna say about 13 years or so. I used to honestly go watch my brother, which is Disco. He's kind of the one who brought me into the whole Krump scene. And so me and the kids would just go and we would support, all the events, all the sessions, and all that. And that's kind of how we got introduced to Krump.
Okay, nice. And then what is Kingdom Krumpers and what is the vision behind it?
So Kingdom Krumpers is actually a ministry. So I think it's important for people to know how the ministry transpired. But back in 2014, my daughter, which a lot of you do know, which is Belle, she was sexually molested and raped by a previous Krumper that I used to date at that moment. And so through that, of course, we hated Krump. We didn't want to have anything to do with Krump. You couldn't even mention that word around us. We despised everything that had to do with it. But it's crazy, we feel like God had a different plan, a different vision. I actually had he gave me a whole vision. And this basically is what it transpired to be, which is Kingdom Krumpers. And basically just doing some type of showcase or performance or something like that. And I don't know if, you guys have seen, I'm sure you guys have seen some of their footage, on the page or whatever, but so they just use their testimony and things that we've been through or things that we know that other people go through, and they just really try to minister and use that. So that's kind of how Kingdom Krumpers transpired. And so we like to keep it positive. I know Krump, has a lot of beef and stuff like that, but we just have a different outlook on it. And so we just like to keep it positive and just keep the love, showing each other love, in the regions and stuff like that. So we just support any way we can.
That's beautiful. Turning tragedy into triumph.
Right.
So yeah, where do you see Kingdom Krumpers going in the next 5 years?
Well, I'm a firm believer in as long as God's in it, it's going to flourish. So I can't tell you I know where he's taking us because I don't know. But as long as he keeps pushing us to do what we're doing and keep growing the vision, then I see us going pretty far. But like I said, I mean, we're really here for like support, you know, genuine support, you know, as you know, like when we hit Wisconsin and just different places we like to travel, you know, when people have us out. I'm a people person, the kids are people persons, you know, so we just really enjoy people. And, you know, we like to, you know, interact with people. And so that's basically our goal, you know, like empower, you know, he'll bring his Bible out sometimes, you know, and kind of minister to some of the guys and stuff like that. So to me, that's just important. So I can't tell you I know where we're going to be in 5 years, but I can just tell you that as long as God is in the picture, we're going to keep flourishing, and I think it's going to just continue to grow and expand.
That's amazing. So you have an event coming up for your son Los,
Yes.
King of the Ring. Can you tell us a little bit about that event?
Yeah, so King of the Ring kind of transpired also just through some personal things that he was going through as a teenager. You know, he's 14, getting ready to be 15. And so just kind of sat down and talked to him. And, you know, I was like, you know, you got your birthday coming up, you know, what do you want to do? And he was just like, can you give me a few days? Let me think about it. I was like, sure. So he kind of came back to me and he was just like, Mom, I got some anger I got to let out. You know, I just got some things on my heart. He was just like, I just want a really dope Krump event. He's like, I want to be able to let some stuff out. I want people that I love and, you know, people that I don't know just to come, and I just want to have a good event. So I looked at him and I said, okay. I said, well, whatever I have to do to get it moving, get it popping, like we'll do it. Like, and that's my whole goal behind it is, you know, to make it memorable for him. You know, yes, it is a Krump event, but at the end of the day, it is to honor him, you know, for his, you know, special day. But then also, like, he's real big about, that's why we're not doing workshops, because he wants everybody from all the regions to come together. And, you know, there's a lot of people he doesn't know. So he just wants to be able to interact with other people and like just get to know other people. And I just think that at his age, that's really dope, you know, and that's important. I do feel like sometimes we're missing that in Krump, you know, and it doesn't have to always be about, oh, South Side, East Side, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we're all in this together. So let's come together in unity. And so if you guys are here on Sunday, you know, the weekend of the event, please come join us, you know, because we would love to have everybody from all regions. So that's kind of how the event transpired, you know, and it's just been growing, and I mean, the outcome is so far so good. Of course, I have Empower, which is my son Luis, helping, and I also have John, which is AKA Relic, and they really, you know, helped with a lot, you know, because this is definitely not a one person thing. You know, you have to have a team behind you. So we're just trying to do the best that we can and keep it moving and rolling. But I think it's going to be great. So it's going to be October 16th and 17th. It's a Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday it's just you know, of course, if people want a session or whatever at the park, that's totally fine. But it's just going to be a fellowship day where we all get together and just, you know, enjoy each other.
That's beautiful. I love all the positivity. You know me.
I think it's important. I think it's important.
Yes, it's very important. So tell me a little bit more about your role as, well, not your role as a mother. Like, a mother is always, but
So
like
it's fun.
as a Krump mom, basically. How I can't even think of the question I was trying to say. But like, what has your experience been? Yes, thank you. As being a Krump mom, or having Krump kids at Krump. Yeah.
Kids at Krump, yeah. So all my kids, well, even my little one, my 7-year-old, she kind of like started trying to Krump, and then she has her own mind, so whatever. But pretty much all my kids have at some point had an interest in Krump, or, you know, showed some type of that's the route they wanted to go. At this moment, you know, I do have Luis, which is Empower, and I have Los, which is Brute. And my daughter used to Krump as well. She did take a step back, you know, after the situation that transpired. And I won't talk too much on that, but she is real more big about like the ministry part of it. So she wants to continue to do Krump, but she wants to keep it ministry based. So she wants to do like praise with Krump, you know, and kind of, you know, combine it and keep it that way. And so I can only respect that, you know, and I actually love that. So but I'm real supportive, in whatever they want to do in all their endeavors. If they want to go to an event, even if they, are not battling or are not, we're real supportive. We're also vendors all the time. So anytime they want to be involved in something, I'm always trying to support the best that I can. It is hard, especially financially sometimes, but like I said, like God always provides. So I can't even really, say too much about that, but whatever they want to do, like I'm there to support 150%. I'm there to push them, uplift them, encourage them, and just keep them going, keep them interested. As long as they're interested, I'm going to back them up no matter what.
I respect that. So where do your like designs come from for your merchandise? Like who comes up with those ideas?
So shout out to Brian Patilio. I kind of give him like a little background in what I see, like kind of a vision of, excuse me, like what I'm wanting or what I'm envisioning. And we kind of just talk about it, and then he comes up with it and he's like, how is this? And I'll be like, no, I'm not feeling that, or yes, I'm feeling that. And so we just, work together. Majority of the stuff has come from him. Some hasn't, it's been myself, but majority of everything has come from him. So we just work hand in hand together and kind of put our heads together. He just compliments like whatever I have in my heart and whatever the vision is behind it.
So like tell me a little bit about the woman behind Kingdom Krumpers. The mother, the support, who are you?
I am all of those things. I'm a Christian, so I am a woman of God. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I try to strive and just be the best role model I can be, the best mother I can be, the best woman I can be, like just all the way around. Like I said, I'm real big about women empowerment. I'm a big advocate. Like me and my daughter, we also have another ministry outside of Kingdom Krumpers, which is called Victims to Victors, which is young girls or women that have been, sexually molested or raped or something like that, and just are going through, or any moms that have been, that are in or have been in my situation, because those are real life issues, that people deal with, especially, and not just women, men too, but, primarily, young girls and women. That's something that is not talked about a lot. And so I think it's really important that, as women, we don't hold that in and we don't keep that in. And we do talk about it, because that's really the only way that you're going to start recovering from it. So we're just real big advocates on stuff like that. So really, honestly, like I'm just a big supporter. Like I love people. I love to help people. I love to encourage people. That's just me. That's just who I am. So.
Yeah, I definitely feel that every time that I'm around you, even when I'm not necessarily in person with you, like I still feel the presence of support. So
oh, thank you. We try. And also I want to say, since we are recording, big ups to you also, because handling everything with the Women Krump Wednesday. I think that's really important, for us to support, from all regions, and just come together again in unity, and just, that's a vision that God laid on your heart, and that's something that you're pushing. And I think it's amazing. So, I'm always trying to support and help you in that area too, anytime I can. So I just think it's important. So just shout outs to you for that too.
thank you. Yeah. Have you ever thought about crumping?
It's funny you asked that, because probably about a month ago, maybe about a month or two ago, I was kind of joking but kind of serious at the same time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start crumping. I'm gonna ask Relic or one of the bros or somebody to help me out. I was like, so I'm just gonna start. And then Luis, Empower, and Carlos both looked at me and they were like, Mama, if you start crumping, we're quitting. And I was like, okay, bye. But so they kind of took that away from me. But
y'all better let y'all.
I have thought about it. I will say I have thought about it. I haven't done it, but I have thought about it.
Well, the thought is the first part of the process. So I'm happy to hear that. It would have been fine if you never thought about it too, but yeah. Um, have you? Are there any women in Krump? Oh no, not even necessarily women. Are there any like Krumpers that you've seen that like really inspire you?
Yes. So from here from the South, of course, Al, Pun, he is, he's a big role model out here for everybody, both in and outside of Krump, personal and, Krump related, but just his all around everything, lifestyle, um, I think is admirable because I think that's important, like to line up both, outside of Krump and inside of Krump. So he's a big one. Also, Trent, which is AKA King Siler. He does a lot like with the youth and the kids and stuff like that. And he's kind of one of them that actually the main one that kind of helped bring my kids up and kind of like grow them into what they are now. So he's been a true inspiration in that area. Very supportive, big brother, type for the kids, mentor and stuff like that. Also Val and Disco, of course, and then like outside of our region, like, and this is just very recent, but like Tetris, when we went to Wisconsin, like sometimes I have a hard time understanding what Krumpers are like, when they're battling or getting off or whatever, what they're saying, through their Krump, I'm like, okay, what was that? I don't get it. But watching his workshop and how he really like, man, he's humble. Like he is really, really humble. So just watching him and like bring something else than your average, like it's just about power and it's about, foundation and it's, like all this stuff that, that we know, but he brought like something different to that. And it was just like I could understand everything he was teaching. And so for me, I was like, wow, that's different. So like if we were going to have a workshop at this event, it would have been Tetris for me personally, only because I think that's real important. So like shout outs to him, like he the way that he teaches and like in and outside of Krump to me was just like really inspirational. I'm trying to think. I think Rex is like super dope. He's super funny, but he's just. I think he brings a lot. Carlos really looks up to him a lot. Los. There's so many. Like I have so much respect for a lot of Krumpers. Out there. Of course, it's always Southside first, but no, like just really a lot of Krumpers. But one thing that I personally look for is like in and outside of Krump. Like if it lines up in and outside of Krump, then to me that's more respectable or more admirable than your average, if that makes sense. And that's just me.
And this interview is about you, so yeah. um so what is something that you would like to bring to Krump, if anything, like, or that you would like to see in Krump? Like you don't necessarily have to be the one to do it, but what would you like to see more of in Krump?
I think we kind of touched base on that a little bit already, just with my answer, like, with the unity. And, like I said, I know Krump is beefy and stuff like this, but just the unity, just coming all together, because you can still Krump and, get off in a battle and, once then you're in that battle mode, it's all beef. But once, outside of that, just really love and support each other, because at the end of the day, like, you guys are all in this for the same thing. You know what I mean? So I just think it's important, especially for the next generation that's following, footsteps of who they see, I think that's really important, for the kids to just, because what they see, they mimic, so if they see that all this drama is going on all the time and transpiring, like, yeah, they might have an interest in Krump, but that's going to fade away because they're not going to want to be a part of that all the time. So I just think that positivity and unity is something that we need more of, and not just as a specific region. I just think as a whole, we need that. And I think it's important. So our goal, our vision as Kingdom Krumpers, that's something that we have been doing and we're trying to do and we will continue to try to do.
I respect it. Yes. And to God be the glory.
Amen.
But yeah, what's some advice that you would give to a young woman, like in or outside of Krump, like just to a young lady from your experience with life and what you've like seen in the Krump movement and like whatever.
Always follow your dreams. Never put your dreams and your goals, your visions, your desires to the side, not for anybody. Not for a boy, not for a man, not for, even your parents, like if you have a goal and a desire that you want to do it, push it, talk to other people, get involved, with other women, young women, whatever, there's an age discrepancy, but just get involved and start pursuing that, and never quit, never let anybody tell you you can't do it. Because if you really want it, I promise you, you can do it. Like, so keep pushing. Like, I'm a real big advocate of keep pushing and don't stop, don't quit, and just really encourage them. Like, okay, that's your dream, that's your goal. Okay, start speaking it into existence and do it. Like, by this time next year, let's see where you're at, and just don't quit, don't stop.
And yeah, I don't have any more questions, but do you have anything else that you would like to say that I did not touch on? Or do you have any shout outs that you would like to give? Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, and I know this won't come out until a couple of days, but just shout out to Valerie. Just keep her in prayer, her and her family. Valerie does a lot, for the Krump movement, and she's always supportive to us, to Krumpers, especially in any and every way that she can be. So just shout out to her, and I just feel like this is a time where she needs love and support the most. So, let's continue to love on her, support her. First and foremost, continue the prayers, because prayers are important, and just continue to lift her and her family, Disco as well. So just big shout outs to her, shout outs to Southside, shout out to everybody that's come into King of the Ring. It's to everybody, thank y'all. We love you guys. We appreciate everything that you guys do. Everybody's important in this movement. It doesn't matter if you're a Krump mom, Krump dad, if you're an actual Krumper, or you just, somebody maybe that's interested in just looking in the background. Like, everybody's important and we all play a big role. So just shout out to everybody.
I love it. All right. So with that, we'll see you next time. I'm Buckerfly, and this is Women Krump Wednesday. Our special guest, Miss Adriana, the CEO and manager of Kingdom Krumpers.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Women Krump Wednesday, where the women in Krump are celebrated for what they do so well every day. Because the women in Krump are buck in every way. On Wednesdays, we get bug. Yeah.